Hey, what's up, guys? Just doing a little gear review today. Found some water here, standing water, but I have the new Katadyn Vario, and Katadyn brags that you're supposed to be able to take, whether it's running water or standing water, be able to filter it and drink it without a problem. So we're going to test that today. Water bottle I have is Platypus. I got this at Eastern Mountain Sports, same thing as REI, Dick's Sporting Goods, anything like that. Usually they carry them. So this is a brand new one. I already have one currently filled with water, but for testing purposes I'm going to use this. What I really like about the Platypus is, just as you've seen, this thing folds right up, real compact. You can put it right in your pocket, won't even know that you have it on you. And they come in 1 liter, 2 liter, 4 liter, and 6 liter. This is a single 1 liter. Usually when I'm hiking, there's enough water around that it won't be an issue and I can find more water. So it's also got the carry handle here. You have ones that without that. I like to pay a little extra to get the carry handle. This way it makes it easier for hanging on it with your fingers when you're walking. If you have a book bag, you could easily put a wrap through it to keep it secure in your bag. You could also hook like maybe a carabiner on there, hook it to your body or hook it to a bag, or even more so the fact if you just stop it for a second, you could probably hang it on a tree. There's so many ways you could do it. If you were doing a rescue situation and someone was very far down, whether it's a ravine or what, otherwise you could hook a carabiner or rope to it, lower it down to them instead of like throwing it at them. Or if there was a building, the ideas are almost endless. So we're going to use that today to fill up. Now, as far as the Katadyn Vario, it comes with a nice little sack. Everything here comes with it, except for the treatment pills that I bought separately. Right in this little sack, you've got your 120 micron pre-filter. This goes right into your water source, fits right in, and comes with your regular tube here. Now, do you need this flotation? You don't necessarily. In this case, I feel a little better using that, so it's not going to sink to the bottom. It just kind of keeps things a little nicer for you. Now, how far do you have to put this on? I don't know. I like to at least put it on to where there's a couple rivets here. You'll see them when you have one. I usually like to try to put it down to halfway through the first, roughly to the second, and then that's all set. This is the actual filter. What's nice about this, you can do looking online. What's nice is that it's got the regular filter inside, but it's also got carbon in the middle, and that's what makes it so unique among their other ones, is that the carbon in there helps filtration more. And it's a dual system, dual pump, which makes it faster than your normal ones, because normally you just pump up once and then you get your water, you pump up, you get your water. This one, you're getting water both on the up and down stroke. Now, inside of here it's got its pre-filter, which makes it nice. And what makes this interesting, you'll see on here as well, there's 2 settings. There's one for a longer life setting, and there's one for faster flow. For example, with this being very clear, you could probably use faster flow if you wanted, while if you were doing something like pond water or maybe swamp. I probably wouldn't use a swamp unless I was in a dire need. You can put it for a longer life. I always leave it at longer life anyway, just because it extends the life expectancy of your filter. The normal filter gets about 500 gallons roughly, give or take, of filtration. So I mean, it is a lot of water, but anything to extend it is great. The replacement filters are like $40. So here's your outlet hose for your clean water. It's nice, comes in its own little bag to keep it from getting contaminated. And it's also got a little metal hook here, so you can hook it onto your bottles. So for example, for this one, I can hook it right onto here, and it's nice and secure. I don't have to worry about it fumbling around with it, trying to keep it from falling out, etc. What makes it very also nice is that I don't have one, but if you had one of the wide mouth Algene bottles, you could just tie it right to the top of it. You could lock it right in there. I don't like to carry them just because they are bulky, they take up space. Sure, it does carry water, but like with the Platypus, when I'm done with that, I can always just fold it up and it's out of the way. Underneath there, you'll see the blue. That's where your output is. You just stuff that right into there, all the way to the top, and that's good to go. And earlier you saw me take a red cap off. That's for your water going in. And that just sits right in there. You push that all the way on. Like I said, a lot of these you don't have to push it all the way through, but you want to make sure it at least is on there enough so it won't do whatever. Now, just by judging how shallow this water is, I'd say it's only a couple inches. I'm going to put the thing here for it. I'm going to push it as close as I can and try to get it into the middle as best as I can. Now I notice that it's still sitting barely there, so I'm going to try to push this a little bit more. You want to try to get, even though it's a pre-filter, you don't want to get a lot of gunk and everything else into there and dirt and everything. That's a little bit better. So I'm going to try to, at least for the starters, try to get this to stay up a little bit better. That should do it. And put this back in the middle here, and away we go. And if you notice, it's pumping real quick, real smooth. It's going to take a little bit for it to get in, and there we go. Now forgive me with this, the Platypus here, this is a brand new one, so it's not as used up and everything, so there we go. That should be a little bit better. And if you notice it, it's flowing in there very well. You're not really getting too much out otherwise. And the water looks about as clear as you're going to get. Looks almost as good as your regular tap water. They brag that's going to taste that way. We're going to see when I get done with this. Now, you're also going to notice that if you shake a little bit, you can still feel a little water. So usually when I start to feel it towards the end, I just like to pump it right through, get all the last little bit of water out of there. And I'm sure that there's going to be some more in here still, so I'm just going to stand up. Now, when it comes to putting this away, everyone has their own little system. I always treat this is your lifeline. If this gets contaminated, you're clean one. If that gets contaminated, you're having a bad day. So before I even deal with anything else, I always make sure I put this away the safest. Right back into it. Now obviously I'll drink the water first before I put the rest of it away, but like I said, it's a good practice especially with the outlet hose. Don't let this get contaminated, because you don't know what could happen. You could have your buddy jump up behind you and scare you, or something in the distant cell to you, so you want to get that put away right away. So this is the water. I'll try to move it around here. Let's just see. As you can see, that looks pretty clear. I mean, the bottle itself obviously isn't perfectly clear, but you know, it doesn't look like it's bad water at all. Looks like I just took it right out of the tap. So yeah, that looks pretty good. Smells just like ordinary tap water. Doesn't smell bad, so we'll give this a shot, give it a taste. Yeah, it tastes just like ordinary tap water. So I definitely am satisfied with that. Unlike other pills and stuff like that, a lot of times you got a weird iodine taste to it or some other weird taste, but that tastes, wow, that almost tastes a little bit better than what I get out of the sink. I'm satisfied with that very much. So at any rate, so that's the Platypus 1 liter bottle. They also have the hydration ones for your book bags, and they also have like the push top. I mean, the other one I have that, so it's like a sports bottle. So instead of taking that off, you can just pop it out and drink it on the go. So that's your water bladder by Platypus and Katadyn Vario. There's some other filters out there, the Hiker and the Hiker Pro, and they even have a pocket one that's even more expensive. This ran for, got this for about $90 at EMS, Eastern Mountain Sports. REI has them, Amazon, you name it, they have them all over. So very satisfied with that. The replacement carbon for that, they usually come in a pack of 2 for $10, relatively cheap, and the carbon lasts just about as long as your filter, give or take what kind of water you're filtering. If you're filtering clear water like this, I'm sure you could get more than 500 gallons out of that, which in perspective that would mean I could fill this 1,800 and some odd times, so almost 1,900 times I could fill this up on just this one before I would need to do a replacement. So that's that, the Vario. Thanks for watching. Email me if you have any questions.